Lotus Rose, turn to ban.
The next label play.
The next label play.
TNC's
But again, going into this, we're talking about it. You feel like TNC is a solid team. Draft maybe just wasn't the strongest. We'll see what they do in game 2. First pick, Death Prophet. What do you think, Flo?
Oh god. Okay, so they chose to ban out Slark and Doom instead of the Death Prophet and Bane. So probably either see the Bane or the Warlock come out for VP. I thought it might have been a good play by TNC to leave a Death Prophet in, because I do believe that Lina is a very powerful counter to the hero. It isn't necessarily the best hero to first phase, but now the fact that they're reacting to VP, they chose the hero that they expected to VP the first pick. Now they're susceptible to being countered, and don't you think that VP would know what works best against one of their best heroes? I feel like this is something that I really would not suggest if I was coaching TNC right now, and I'm kind of worried for them. But yeah, let's just see what VP does. I have to imagine it would be Bane or Warlock coming up here.
Yeah, maybe it depends on what safe lane they ultimately what direction you want to go in with that in mind. But yeah, I really would not be surprised to see them ban it. Played very well last game. It's been a popular support hero for solo as of late. You know, don't fix what's broken. But at the same, knowing VP as well, they are willing to try some things, especially up 1-0 now. So maybe something different. Who knows? Man, they're using a lot of time. Last draft, they flew through to like 3 picks each with no reserve time to use. And they just took a minute plus to choose Bane. First pick. Gonna go Beastmaster.
What just happened?
So, again, another hero that they were valuing, so TNC recognized that was their game plan just to throw them off a little bit, but seems like VP's getting their comfort. It's important to note that VP did select Radiant side again when given priority, so that means they didn't really care what pick they got. TNC picked first pick again, and yeah, okay, so this is what I was going to bring just right now. So the main advantage of first pick over second pick is that first pick in the second phase gets to counter pick twice. So if you pick your supports or maybe a very, open end 3-4 position hero, you can generally get a lane advantage in 2 lanes because of this. But when you do pick your cores in the first 2, not only are you limiting yourself, but you're also not taking full advantage of the first pick. So this is putting them at a huge disadvantage in the draft, because now VP doesn't have to really be mindful of being counterpicked whatsoever. They kind of know what to expect. Death Prophet is a hero that's very popular because she can both be safe lane and mid, but when you do pick up that gyrocopter, it kind of telegraphs maybe she's more inclined to be in the mid lane. I think VP is one of the only teams that does run the gyrocopter mid successfully, so very likely this gyro is a safe laner. So we already kind of know exactly what to expect from TNC, and if I'm in VP's shoes, I'm kind of like, wow, they kind of blew it, because now we can counterpick them, and we're on second pick, and we get the last pick on top. God forbid this is a great brood game or some kind of cheesy hero that could just end it completely. So yeah, it's very scary.
Yeah, in general, there's something about. That first game they final picked Undying, right? It's like position 4 and Undying on top. Is that really the most intimidating final pick? Usually, you want that final pick safe for a lot of the cases that mid lane or maybe the safe lane, depending on the matchups. That counter pick that you're talking about in that core position, but at TNC, already what we expect to be both their cores now. Support gyrocopter not completely unheard of, maybe, but I'm not guessing that's going to be the case either. VP, how about that Elder Titan coming out, and then Jakiro response now from TNC?
Yeah, Elder Titan's a really, really popular hero now, just because in the dual laning kind of situations, you get 2 heroes with your spirit, and then you punch at them very, very aggressively, and he benefits a lot from those types of situations, as well as just being extremely annoying in the team. I think right now teams are really valuing counter initiation a lot more heavily, because teams were kind of taking very initiation heavy lineups, and counter initiation generally is the best way to deal with that. Jakiro was just really, really great at dealing with the summons of Beastmaster. It was pretty much either Jakiro or Witch Doctor. Those are the 2 heroes we generally think of when we want to counter Beastmaster on the lane. And yeah, VP picks up Viper, so for them the Viper was the response to the Death Prophet. Something that I'm not exactly sure if it's the best pick, because Exorcism can shred Viper pretty well in the mid and late game stages, so I'm not sure if that's really a great counter outside the laning phase. Definitely within that realm, yeah, obviously Soul Siphon and the Cryptstorm or whatever it's called, I call it the name. Yeah, it's like it's not going to really dent Viper, and he could trade back very effectively. But I would love to see the Lina in this situation and not being banned. I have to believe that was a better pick, but obviously VP knows much better than I do, and probably will also shape their opinion as well as not only the matchup, but the heroes they do see. So we see two very heavy on the magic damage side type of heroes. And obviously, if Viper can get in those kind of situations where he can just tank through magic damage, that's when he shines the best. So I think that weighing in all the factors there, that probably edged out Viper in that situation.
And it is a no one comfort hero. He does play a fair amount of Viper.
Yeah, and he did really well. Like he's one of those Viper players that get them the top 2 net worth, and even top 1 net worth. He has a very hard farming carry on his side, and it's not many players pull up to that extent. So that's why for him, I feel like it's much more scary than any other Viper right now.
Brew's interesting to me. Now, it's his almost split potentially could be pretty strong in this game, but at the same time,